Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's first data science video from the Data Ravens. Today, we're going to talk about installing packages in Python and R. So you find yourself now, you've gotten RStudio installed and you've gotten Anaconda, and you're starting to work with Jupyter Notebooks. And inevitably, you're going to come to a point where you're going to have to start installing packages. Today, the example we're going to use, I found a few packages that I don't have, and I wanted to show you those as an example of what happens and how you'll run into this different error. So you're ready to do some work, and now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to jump right in. So I'm going to close this, and so we'll start with Python. And remember from one of our previous videos, we talked about a Python Jupyter Notebook. And here you're ready to go. One way you can tell in Python what modules you already have installed is you can go back into Anaconda, and you'll see here where it says there's a home page and an environments page. You can click on and either open a terminal in like Windows DOS, or you can open it in Python. You can also look over here, and it tells you there's installed and not installed, but this shows all the different modules I have installed. It's a little harder to see here, but one way you could do that is to run that help modules command in Python. But anyway, we'll jump back here. So let's say I'm going to go ahead here and I want to run this program, and you'll have a whole bunch of other code in here. I'm just doing this for simplicity. And you'll have this, we're going to try and import this module called import fuzzy wuzzy. And when I run this, I'm going to get the infamous no module named fuzzy wuzzy error message here. And it tells you right here, module not found error. So that tells you that it doesn't see that module is installed. So what I normally do here is that you can install things in a variety of ways, but I found that the easiest way to do this in Jupyter and in Python is to go ahead and insert a cell above this. And then you can type in the command !pip install fuzzy wuzzy. And when you do that, the exclamation point is saying that you're giving a Python command. And then when you run this, you run it, and you'll see it basically install down below here as we're running this. So you'll see here it's collecting it, it's downloading it, and you'll notice that when it was running, this was the asterisk or the star, and now it's saying, okay, I went ahead and I was able to successfully install fuzzy wuzzy. It tells you what version. Again, there's a variety of ways to install these modules in Python. I find this is the easiest one. And then normally what I do as a best practice is I'll leave this here, but I'll just comment it out. So when I put the hashtag sound or the pound symbol in front of it, that turns it into a comment, and that'll prevent it from being executed again if you, for some reason, you hit execute all. And then when I run this again, so you'll notice now this became number 2. This is number 1 from the first time we ran it. And when I run it again, it runs, and it basically doesn't do anything. It just shows as complete because now fuzzy wuzzy is installed in Python. So again, that just is one example and an easiest way to do it. The other, so now switching over to R, in R, we'll say that, and again, I don't necessarily need this for this particular piece of code, but if I run this here, let me clean this up down below here. So to do my package inventory in R, down here in my lower right window, I have my files, my plots, my packages. Here's all the packages. And basically, you can load these packages by clicking the X's, or I'm sorry, by putting a check in the checkbox. So for example, it's calling for this library reader up here. I could scroll down, and I could either run this code. So I could run the code like that and install it, or I could come down here to reader, and when I click it, it's basically typing in the same thing. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run this code, and when I run it, it's going to say there is no package called fuzzy wuzzy R. because it's the same package. Now I'm just doing this for the example. It is the same package, has the same functionality, and it's actually for helping to clean up text. But anyway, so now what I'm going to do is, the really cool thing in R is if you go up here in Tools and you click on Install Packages, and I actually, there's a couple different of these packages called Fuzzy, and I wasn't sure which one. And you'll see here when you start typing, you get a listing of all those ones that you're looking for. So when I eventually went in here and said, okay, I want Fuzzy Wuzzy R, it comes up, you can click it, and then when you click on install, you'll see it, it'll do it down here. And then when sometimes you'll see, depending on if it's a larger program or it may have dependencies, you'll see the load bar, it flashed up there real quick on the screen. You'll see it come up, and it'll show the progress. It normally doesn't take too long. Some of the larger packages will take a little bit longer, have more dependencies, and you'll see multiple bars. But in the end, it'll tell you what you're really looking for is that it's installed, it's successfully unpacked, and the sums were checked, and it was downloaded and put in this directory in your downloaded packages. Now, when you call for it up here, you won't get that error again. You'll just get the caret that'll come up and basically say that it's loaded. So again, very simple to do. Just wanted to do a simple video to keep in touch with everyone and show you this is kind of some of the things when you're getting started that you always end up getting stuck on or having challenges. So again, I hope, and here's an example where you can see here where it came up, and it's going to ask me if I want to install an add-on. If there's a dependency, again, I'm just going to say no now for the sake of this demo. But anyway, these are the kind of things that you'll see as you're going along. As you do more and more work, what you'll begin to see is that you have a collection of packages that are on your system that you use. And one of the things we'll talk about in a later video is when you have to update them. You can see there's an update button here, a little more difficult in Python, but it is something that you have to do, especially when they continue to upgrade the versions of the main programs. So again, everyone be happy and healthy, and we'll see you later this week.